Hi there, it's Kat here again with part 2 of Tarot Spreads for Beginners. In part 1, we looked at how to use one card to do a variety of things. And if you missed that video, I'll put a link to in the description to it so you can go back and watch it. You can get an answer to a yes or no question. You can use it for a daily draw, for journaling, and there's no end to the possibilities. But things start to get a little more juicy when we add in more cards. And so that's why today we're going to start looking at 2 card spreads. So when you're confident in your ability to read one card on its own, don't be afraid to start plopping a second card down on the table beside it and read them together. They'll tell a story, and one card will always lean on the other for support. Okay, so let's recap here a bit. In the last video, I asked the question, should I buy a car? And that's a simple yes or no answer. So if we pull an upright card like this, it's a yes, and a reversed or an upside down card, it's a no. But also, the one card you pull can provide you with way more information depending on how you word your question. And we talked about that in the last video. So we reworded or rephrased the question to be, what should I do before I buy the car? So we pulled the 8 of Pentacles, and it brought hard work, contemplation, finances, and really ensuring that we do our due process before sinking our money into a vehicle. So now let's up the information here and throw in a second card. So we have the 2 of Swords, and now we can look at the bigger meaning and message that these 2 cards give us by looking at how they play off of each other. They're going to tell a story together that begins with the question. It's kind of like a series of events that happens as the plot in a book or the question unfolds. So we know what the 8 is saying, right? We went over that. So now we have the 2 of Swords, and that brings decision making, but not just a decision like, should I buy the car? Yeah, yes or no. But it tells us that the hard part of the work of the 8 is the consideration of both sides, or considering all the options, the pros and the cons. So we need to balance our needs and wants, maybe our income versus life expenses, anything that really needs to be balanced and work together. Those are the things that we need to look at. So let's look at the images now, the pictures on both of the cards. In both of these cards, we have people, but we can't see the eyes of either person. And this could be really telling. It could be telling us that we need to ensure that we proceed with our eyes open. We really have to look at all the options and not make a blind decision. And this could be really hard, right? It could be difficult. It could be hard because both sides, or all of the options, could be good ones, or they could be bad ones. They could all seem like positive choices, but only with careful and really honest consideration are we going to be able to weed through all the information. Now, in this particular case, since we have the 2 here, which in itself speaks to decisions, we could go ahead and lay more cards below this one. So now we have the Fool and the 6 of Pentacles. These could represent maybe option 1 and option 2. They could represent pros and cons, good and bad. You could add a whole new 2-card spread inside of the original spread, and that's how we build on information or messages. We can allow the cards to speak and take us wherever they need to go. So let's take these cards away for now, and let's look at a different example. So let's say that we're not looking at a decision we need to make or a problem we're trying to solve, but instead we're just going about our daily business, and we want to tap into what the cards have to offer us that will guide us for the day and maybe shape our day in some way. So again, I'm going to ask a well-worded question that leaves room for as much interpretation as we want. So I'm going to ask, how can I live my best day today? And I've got these 2 cards to use for inspiration for the day. And these types of spreads are the best types of spreads, I think personally, to journal about, especially while you're learning. So in the morning, you pull your cards, you write down how you see the cards, and then when you get home in the evening, you can go back and compare and contrast what actually happened during the day to what you read in the cards. And that's a really great way to learn. You can do it with 1 card, 2 cards. You can do it with whatever spread you want. So anyway, I mean, maybe that's another video. Who knows, right? So here we have the 8 of Wands and the 7 of Cups. So the first thing I'm going to look at are the more traditional meanings of the cards. And then I'm going to look at the visuals, the images, the colors, and anything else that stands out. Then I might look at the numbers and where they fall in the order of the cards from 1 or the ace to the king. Are they in the middle? Are they at the end? You know, really, where are they in the scheme of things? I want to take in as much possible information as I can that I can use to inform myself. So in this case, the 8 of Wands has a lot to say. It's about having or setting goals. It's about moving in the direction of achieving them, like the movement of the wands being cast off here. It could be about something coming quickly to a conclusion. It's about fast moving and swift energy. The 7 of Cups, on the other hand, tells us about illusions and options and wishful thinking or fantasy. All of these cups represent something that we can choose from, and it's up to us to choose carefully, right? And because it's illusion, you know, all of these things represent something. Could be real, could be something illusion, could be something that's too good to be true. You know, you never know. So if we put these 2 cards together and let them tell us their story, and we see things like making decisions with a clear mind, not second guessing ourselves, or when you've taken the time to look at all possibilities and you've eliminated the ones that don't really align with your attention, or those that aren't going to help you have your best day. It could be about telling us to be careful because not everything is as good as it looks. So we want to approach things with a rational mind. We might want to move forward with our goals with confidence and intent. So there's a lot of different ways that you can read these 2 cards together. So when we look at the images, I notice that both cards have a lot of things on them. So this one has 8 wands and this has 7 cups, obviously. So maybe what I need to focus on here is something where there's lots of something available, like lots of people or choices or options or opportunities. Sometimes, you don't get specific answers. You get notions or ideas, something that you can use, that you can put your own interpretation, pair it up with your interpretation and see where it takes you during the day. If you're looking for some good ideas for 2 card spreads, I mean, it's almost endless, but here are some good ideas for you to try. So we have do and don't, problem, solution, today, tomorrow, love and hate, weakness and strength, yes, no, or even why or why not, give and take, problem and I think I said problem and solution. Or like we talked about earlier, you can build off one of the cards in the spread and then have, option 1 and option 2, for example. So like I said, it's pretty endless. Remember that the things you want to focus on are what's presented in front of you. The meanings and messages, the images, the colors, the numbers of the cards, everything. Take everything that you can get and add in your own intuition and your own interpretation, and you're good to go. So I hope this answers some questions you might have about 2 card spreads and gives you some ideas to explore. I'll be coming back again with another video on 3 card spreads, and I have some other ideas that I want to put together as well for you. So I hope you'll click on the subscribe button and the notification bell. I'm loving this whole project that I've taken on. It's so much fun. So have a great day, and I hope you'll come back again to check out my regular weekly readings or anything else that you find interesting. So until next time, see ya.